Hey, hello everyone and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be going for my fourth ending for Layla's Hangout quests. Now I've tried to record this a couple times already. It was directing me back to the first portion of the Hangout, and I've tried a couple other things that cycled back to the regular flow. So this time I'm going to try this option right here. And Seelie's even do so. So if you're wondering what happened before this, make sure you're watching. Make sure you look at my first ending because this is playing off of the very first. Let's select this option and hope that we get something different.
No one knows who or what it actually is. It's just known as the Wisdom Seelie. But getting an answer all comes down to the Seelie's mood. Sometimes it'll only give you a vague answer or play tricks on you. I'm pretty sure a researcher wouldn't do something like that. All I can do right now is hope that it helps me.
Uh-oh. But what about the blessing from the stars?
Who knows if it'll happen this time? I can't put all my eggs in one basket. Trying my luck with another phenomenon is better than doing nothing.
Sounds a little sketchy, but I'll go check it out.
Oh, really? But I don't want to take up your time.
Finally going into a different direction. Okay. I'm worried that you'll pass out from exhaustion.
Sorry for the bother. You're too kind.
You probably will anyway.
Okay, let's go give it a try. I've already prepared my question for the Seelie. I just hope it can help me get through this predicament. Among the countless legends surrounding the House of Dana, the Wisdom Seelie is one of the more popular ones lately. It hasn't been around for long, but word of the Seelie's existence spread like wildfire. Many people have claimed that they've received a reply from it.
Interesting.
So, it should probably help me as well, right?
So you just call its name and is some sort of or there's some kind of summoning.
Any funny antics in the House of Dana will get you escorted out, or perhaps thrown out. Let's split up and ask around about the Seelie. Hopefully someone knows something more.
Okay, we're on the right track finally. Oh, like 3 chances. So let's move on to ask Baba about the... I'm finally on a different... This is one of the interesting things about recording this. That I've done a lot of recordings that they're just kind of on the cutting room floor because they just kind of loop around to end I already have. So hopefully you're enjoying. Get over.
Excuse me? Have you ever heard of the Wisdom Seelie?
You've come to the right person. I came across this legend not too long ago myself. After hearing about it, I decided to test it out and asked it a question about the brightness of the stars. 2 days later, I got a response. It included 2 pages of detailed and accurate information. It saved me from having to look up a ton of resources.
Really?
Yeah, so I submitted another question a few days ago. I still haven't received a reply, though.
That sounds like what others have said. But I don't have the time to wait for a reply if the Seelie doesn't answer right away. Whatever. Can you please tell me how to submit a question to the Wisdom Seelie?
It's quite simple. Go to the bookshelf over there and find either Theoretical Astrology or a quick reference guide to astrology cases.
Oh, I know where those are. My Darshan has us use those two books quite often.
Okay, so write your question in a letter addressed to the Wisdom Seelie, and then insert the letter into one of the books. Come back in a day or two, and if you see a red stamp on your letter, that means the Wisdom Seelie has replied. However, if the stamp never appears, then that means the Seelie doesn't want to answer your question.
I see. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go write down my question. Hopefully the Seelie replies.
Head over to the bookshelf they mentioned. I think I have all of the collectible books. Okay. So let's see. Look in another room. I'll come out to one room. No, it's still in. That's good. I think that... Where does that... Wait. Where does this door go? Or if this... Point... There's nothing on the other side. What is the purpose of this? Oh no, it's the it's the yellow. Never mind. Never mind. Bookshelf is right over here. Theoretical astrology is right there. I'm wondering if we can see where the other. Doesn't look like. Okay, well we'll touch this book first.
Finally, I wrote out my question and put it in the book.
So what do we do now?
Wait, I guess. Let's give it some time.
Okay.
I'll come back tomorrow to check on it. Don't worry about me if you have other things to do.
Well, I'll come with you.
I see. Thanks. I appreciate it. Alright then, let's meet up here tomorrow. I really hope the Seelie replies.
Someone forgot to turn co-op off.
Time to look at the letter. Please let there be a stamp. Please let there be a stamp.
Good, I didn't have to fast forward time.
There's a red stamp on it. The Seelie responded. Fantastic.
Her eyes are sparkling.
This is wonderful. My troubles are at an end. I can't even begin to express how grateful I am.
We see what the reply was.
Let's take a look at what it wrote. Thank you for your letter. Though I have extended a response, I cannot answer your query due to your questionable motives. Questionable motives? Me? Wait, huh? Okay, let's see. Completing a thesis requires independent thought and work. You planned on using my knowledge to complete your paper's most critical portions. That's not right. However, considering that your deadline is fast approaching, and that there is substance to the content in the completed sections of your thesis, I've decided to help you nonetheless. Follow the hints I've left, and you will find the answer to your question. Consider the effort you put into thinking and searching as your payment for my knowledge. What the... It's absolutely right about everything. Oh, I'm starting to feel guilty now. I can't deny any of it. But I'm running out of time. Oh, what should I do?
Well, at least you got some hints as to... I'll search for the answer.
Huh? I could tell you're a very kind person, but I never expected that you'd go this far to help me. I'll definitely think of a way to make it up to you once I take care of my thesis.
Just another day in the life of an...
Okay, let's start by looking at the hint it left us. It should be on the second page. The first clue lies hidden on the road of wisdom. The headstrong child finally sees the world for how big it truly is, filled with awe, yet struck with fear. That's it? Not even a picture or any other marking to go off of. This is pretty abstract. What's this road of wisdom and who's the child?
Wisdom is probably referring to the academia.
Possibly. That sounds like a natural conclusion. So, is the road of wisdom the road that leads to the academia then? Wait, I think I get what it means by the child and awe and fear. When I first left home, it took me days to reach Sumeru City. I was completely shocked when I first saw it with my own eyes. It was so grand and awe-inspiring. Pictures of the city simply don't do it any justice. After seeing the city, a thought popped into my head. Am I really worthy of this place?
And that's the fear?
Worry, fear, or whatever you want to call it. If I'm connecting the dots correctly, then I think I know where the Seelie is leading us. But how does it know my feelings so well?
Maybe it wasn't referring to you specifically. From Sumeru City, from elsewhere might often have mean the same. Let's go with this one.
You have a point. There's nothing special about my background or experiences. It could be anyone's. Anyway, let's go take a look.
Okay. That quest, and now we're on further investigation. Go to the place mentioned in the letter. This is probably outside, so it's... Oh yeah, it's definitely outside. So you don't have to walk all the way through academia. So this is interesting, and it's interesting because I'm curious about how this is going to play out based on what we found out in the first three, or in particular the first and third ending. I've done so many of these that they're all kind of starting to blend together of which ones I did first. Nothing particular here as far as enemies, so.
Oh, we should be close. This is the way I came when I first traveled to Sumeru City. Aw, it's been way too long since I last visited home. No, this isn't the time for that kind of talk. We have to hurry and find the clues that the Seelie left behind.
I still have some withering zones. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. It's a pretty big area.
It is. Relying solely on what the Seelie said might not be viable. Assuming the Seelie is intentionally linking the clues to my past, I think I have an idea.
Alright, let's hear it.
So this is a little embarrassing. At that time, the sight of Sumeru City was absolutely mesmerizing. I was anxious, but also excited about all the things to come. I was distracted and accidentally stepped on an Avidia leopard's tail.
Ouch.
I didn't notice it at all. The poor thing was sound asleep, and after I stepped on its tail, it bolted straight up. I freaked out and ran as fast as I could. There were actually more Avidia leopards sleeping nearby, and they were all faster than me. I almost got bitten a couple of times. Good thing someone from the Eremites heard me shouting for help. They managed to scare off the leopards.
A good thing you weren't hurt.
Yeah, but when I finally managed to calm myself down, I noticed that the talisman my mother had made for me was missing. It's extremely precious to me. Ever since I was little, I would always carry it with me whenever I'm doing something important. I also had it with me when the academia conducted its selection exam at my village. I checked my bag at least a dozen times to make sure the talisman was in there. I feel much more at ease knowing that I have it with me. I had thought that it would also help me calm my nerves in Sumeru City. But I ended up losing it before I even finished registration at the academia.
The peace of mind it gave you must be irreplaceable.
Yeah, and that's when I started having sleeping problems. I just began to sleep less and less each day. Losing a talisman like that is definitely a bad omen. Oh, sorry. I'm starting to ramble again. What were we talking about before? Right. Why the Seelie led us here. I think we should look around where the Avidia leopards attacked me. If the Seelie is trying to make me remember things that happened in the past, it would make the most sense for it to hide clues in memorable locations. Hope the Seelie's clue wasn't also torn to shreds by Avidia leopards.
Well, let's look around first.
Yeah, that's the only way we'll know for sure.
I wonder how long the talisman would have been out here. Because this takes place, after pretty much all of the events in Chapter 3. And it takes place after the Beast Team. That's mentioned in the first chapter, Twirly Whirly, which didn't link up to anything. Not that I thought it would. I felt like that might have been something that would have been fun to include, since they were both in the Beast Team tournament. But it's not that. Okay.
Oh, we should be close.
Nothing big over here. I'm gonna try very hard not to get distracted.
Sure enough, it's here. And in a really obvious place. That pretty much confirms my hunch about the Seelie's intentions.
Seems like the Seelie knows you really well.
I don't know. But how did it know about all these details? I've hardly told anyone about this stuff. It's not hiding somewhere and spying on me, is it? Oh, that's a scary thought. Anyway, let's look at the clue we found. Seems like you haven't forgotten about your very first failure. See? It knows everything.
So, in some of the previous endings, we established that she has second personality that comes out when she's completely stressed out. So part of me is wondering if the wisdom, when we started this, wondering if the wisdom Seelie was that second personality. That would make sense if based on that it knows that the wisdom Seelie knows as much about her as it does. Um, it's interesting what's interesting that this became kind of like a superstition around the House of Dana, because a lot of people are submitting questions in books and the wisdom Seelie is responding. So if that's what's going on, that means that she's responding to all of them, including her own. It makes sense, but I'm wondering why.
Aw, I have no idea what's going on. No wonder the Seelie is becoming legendary. Let's keep reading the clue. I've placed the second clue where heaven meets water. The answer, seemingly amongst the stars, was ultimately washed to some unremarkable place downstream. Oh, just as I thought. It's something to do with me again. If the first clue was any indication, then the location described in this clue should also be related to my life experiences. Most Ratawahist research is related to studying the stars. My own thesis work often requires me to go in the field and collect astrological data. And, let's just say there's another devastating and unforgettable failure I had.
Should we still keep following the clues?
But that can't be helped, right? We do many things not because we want to, but because we have to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep moving. It might be hard to believe, but being out and about is making me feel a lot better than usual.
Okay. Now we gotta go to the place. Like it might be a little far away, so there it is. Right there. We can just go to this. So I'm kind of curious if this is her second personality. Why? I guess I could see why second personality might have her everything this way. Still kind of curious if that would explain why it's helping, why her second personality is helping other students, or creating something that allows other students.
We're here. That's the spot. That's where I performed my first field observation after enrolling at the academia. I borrowed some equipment from the school and came here on a perfectly clear day. Everything was ready to go, and I was positive that I'd be able to get some great data. But the equipment was a little heavy, and I didn't notice that the ground was muddy and some spots were unstable. After I finished setting up everything, part of the ground suddenly shifted and my equipment started teetering over. I rushed over to grab hold of it, but I ended up tripping over another piece of equipment. The next thing I knew, everything was covered with muddy water. Oh, me and all my equipment. You must be wondering how someone can be so clumsy.
No. No, not really. We're all prone to mistakes and aren't well rested. Go with this one.
You wouldn't be wrong for thinking that. I don't sleep much, so I get lightheaded pretty often. it's a vicious cycle. The less I sleep, the more mistakes I make. The more mistakes I make, the harder it is for me to sleep.
I think Benny still has the edge on her and Plum. So what happened afterward?
I just got a minor fracture, so I had to rest at B. Marston for a while. To pay off the damages to the equipment, I took some part-time jobs. I just went to work whenever I couldn't sleep. It took me forever to pay off what I owed.
So your insomnia got worse after that.
Bingo. Oh. The pressure from my studies and debt was crushing me, and I didn't want to tell my family about any of it. After all, I am the legendary Layla who made it into the academia at a young age. And had never failed an assignment in her life.
And I'm sure she's never considered taking a break.
Of course. I've even considered giving up on my studies completely and returning home to help care for the Sumter beast, but that would be kind of embarrassing. I don't mean that I'd be embarrassed in front of others. I mean that I'd be ashamed of myself. After all, everything I've done up till now is only a result of my own decisions. Although, it hasn't always been smooth sailing, and sometimes things don't go my way. I made it this far on my own. There haven't been any major incidents with my studies, and I even managed to pay off the equipment damages. But I guess I'm exaggerating a bit. Most of it is still due to the help of some unknown person rather than my own work.
Your parents would feel bad if they knew what you're going through.
And that's exactly why they mustn't ever find out. Once I finally manage to acclimate to life in Sumeru City, I'll show them my success. Oh, I hope that day will come eventually. Anyways, let's continue looking for the next clue. It should be around here somewhere. An unremarkable place downstream was the description.
Briefly wondering what that column was. But I think I know what that is. Let's on the best. Probably nothing. There are some fungi down there, but looks like they're a little bit further down than we'll go. There's some things over there. Oh, it's a she's probably going to be a little
That place downstream could be somewhere close by.
Never mind. I was going to let you...
Scatter! Oz, reveal thyself! I'm getting sick of this.
Got a lot of rage. But I didn't read off the barbell. Okay.
Let the show begin. By royal decree.
Look at... Oh no. Come on. Alright, this is
Power core.
as soon as she started running back, I knew what was going to happen. Maybe if I knocked her backwards, using water than doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Out of that time. Okay. I might as well get this one. You need those eventually. Okay.
Propagate! Here, it's over here. Good thing it's dry. I was worried the message might be wet. Let's see. Have you found it? The unremarkable place downstream. Well, of course. How else could I be reading this message? Seriously. I've placed the third hint at a crossroad without a cross. You can turn left or right, but turning back shouldn't be an option.
Feels like the clues are getting more and more vague.
They're actually getting clearer for me. I was sort of expecting this even before I read the message.
Well,
I don't know if the clues are following a timeline or if they're based on the amount of regret I have. Either way, this incident was bound to come up sooner or later.
Yeah, this is definitely personal. It was personal before, so it's not getting personal now. But I guess the point is that this would be a very vague clue for anyone other than her.
Would someone really go to all this trouble just to pull off some prank? I can't make heads or tails of it. Anyway, just follow me. I'll save the story for when we get there.
Fair enough. Next place in the letter this way. It's not too far. Might be able to get there without having to teleporter. It is on the other side of that teleporter, but PlayStation sometimes does take a little time to load from teleporter. Going to try not to get distracted. Spot. Also going to try not to get into any more unnecessary battles. Got a little bit closer to them, but I think I can get away from them. They should back up. They should be backing off. Right here. Oh no, it's right there. Okay.
This is the place that immediately came to mind when the hint mentioned a crossroad. I came here to conduct some astrological observation once. Everything went smoothly on the way, and I thought I was starting to get used to life at the academia. But just as I was about to set up the observation equipment, I heard a strange sound coming from nearby. I made my way here and discovered a bunch of bandits robbing someone. They were a group of treasure hoarders, and the family that was being mugged looked completely helpless. They definitely wouldn't have been able to escape, and simply handing over their Mora might not have been enough to make the bandits go away.
Alright.
Not exactly. I already had a vision by that time.
I was wondering when she got her.
Someone with a vision should technically be really powerful, right? Handling a group of treasure hoarders should be well within my abilities. However, I didn't know how to channel the power of the elements to fight at that time, and I was super scared. I wielded immense power, but I didn't feel any stronger than just an ordinary person.
Okay. Then what happened?
I ran away. I scrambled towards Sumeru City looking for help. Eventually, I managed to return with a few adventurers I ran into along the way. It took longer than I had hoped, and by the time we made it back here, the treasure hoarders and the family were gone. I don't know if the family only lost their belongings in the end, or if something worse happened to them. Oh, I faced a lot of problems after coming to Sumeru City, but this incident is one that I regret the most. I sat on the ground and began to cry. I could have stepped in to help that family. Would it have ended differently if I were just a little braver?
You can't solve every problem with just courage alone. Being rational is just as important. And yes, just having a vision and having powers doesn't mean that you can just come in and you have to learn how to use your power, right? Which I'm guessing, based on this, that she hadn't done by this point. If she's done it yet.
Aw, thank you for trying to comfort me, but I can't stop myself from thinking that way. It's just as the Seelie said. Turning back shouldn't be an option. However, I can't help but think about running away whenever I'm faced with a challenge.
Billy probably wants you to do more than just criticize you. Why don't you try facing your God? I think that's kind of the over. I think that's the arc of what we're learning. That mistakes happen, and you make decision that maybe you come to regret later, but all that's in the past. And what it's not about beating yourself up over what you did, much as what have you learned from that, so that if you would you so that you wouldn't make the same mistakes again, without going overboard and making opposite mistakes. In the case of the one that we're looking at right now, sure, if you think that you have within you the power to help fend off the treasure hoarder, don't want to have regrets that you didn't do anything. On the other hand, you don't want to go headlong into a situation that you're not prepared for, because that would be the opposite. If you find that you are no match for a treasure hoarder, even with your.
You're right. The more challenging it gets, the harder I should try.
I think that's what we're trying to learn here.
I'm feeling calmer now. Okay. Let's go look for more leads nearby. We're probably getting close now. Let's search this area.
Okay. Going over here.
Scatter! Here it is, just as I thought. The Seelie must have placed it here in advance. Let's see what we have this time. Whatever it is, I'm ready.
Picture left behind by the wisdom Seelie. Okay.
Huh? It's a picture?
Probably a riddle, but
Guess not. This house looks like it's in Vimara Village. Does the Seelie want us to go there?
This might be the last stop in our search.
I can't think of any connection I have with Vimara Village, though. I've only been there once, and it was pretty uneventful.
Wonder if that's where the family is.
Whatever the case, the only way we'll know is if we go there. Thanks, but I'm fine. I'm used to pushing my limits. I know how far I can go.
Alright. Now we want to go to that place. Mara Village looks like it's that far away. Probably it's glide over. How special is that? Over here. This is interesting. I'm almost wondering what we're going to learn about this. Leave these guys be. Here we are in Vimara Village, and I'm guessing we're supposed to say that this is the house.
Let's see. This should be the place. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Maybe the Seelie didn't prepare anything for us this time. Or does it want us to knock on the door first? If we're wrong about this, it'll be super awkward.
I'm down.
You're right. I can't always be like this. Sometimes it's better to take action than overthink every little thing. Hello? Is anyone home?
Coming! Just a moment. Oh, it's you, Layla. How nice of you to stop by again.
Huh? Do you know me?
That's no way to greet a friend. Of course I know you. Is this a friend of yours? Or perhaps a classmate?
A friend. I'm having a little trouble with my thesis, and we happened to be passing by.
Well, what's going on, Layla?
I don't know either. I don't even know where to begin.
Someone who
I
knows her
recognized him
other...
immediately. He's one of the people that was getting robbed by the treasure hoarders. But he shouldn't know anything about me. He shouldn't even know who I am.
I wonder if she got stressed out and switched to her other personality. That would explain, perhaps, why he already knows her. Maybe she switched to her other personality when she saw the treasure hoarders, and her other personality assisted.
Yeah, but that was before the robbery. I was just passing through. Even if he saw me, he wouldn't know who I am. He didn't notice me during the robbery.
Is something the matter?
I appreciate your kindness, but I really can't remember how we met. I'm sorry.
So you aren't joking? Do you still remember when my family and I were being robbed by a gang of treasure hoarders?
Well, of course,
yes,
well,
but
she remembers
I don't
part of
think
it now.
I was of much help to you all.
How so? You told us everything yourself the last time we met. My family and I were surrounded by treasure hoarders, and I didn't know what to do. But then, we heard people approaching in the distance. Those treasure hoarders were the first to hear them coming and started to flee the moment they sensed the situation wasn't going their way. They didn't even bother taking anything with them. I wasn't sure what had happened, but the treasure hoarders were scared off. I immediately grabbed my wife and child and got out of there.
I see. I'm so glad that you and your family were unharmed.
I thought it was a party of adventurers that happened to pass by, but later you told me that you had spotted us and ran to find help. You were amazing. You managed to keep a level head, even in the midst of danger. I know you have a vision, so those treasure hoarders wouldn't have been a match for you. But they might have harmed me and my family if their backs were pushed against the wall.
Wait, that's not exactly what happened. I still regret not helping out sooner. Anyway, when did I come here last? I don't seem to remember.
It's been some time, but not too long ago. I don't recall exactly when. What's wrong? Nothing's coming to mind?
Nope. I'm sorry. I still can't seem to remember, even after everything you've told me. Maybe I'm just under too much pressure.
You came over and ate with us, and you played games with my son. If only we had taken a picture. Oh, you forgot a package here from that visit. You'll definitely remember once you see it. Wait here, I'll go fetch it.
A package? I left a package here? Wait, this is it.
Oh, I guess we didn't find a talisman in the first spot. We just found a clue.
This is the talisman that I lost. The one that my mother made for me.
Really? The same one you lost?
Yes, this is definitely it. She made it herself. It's the only one of its kind. There's also a letter here. Was I planning to send it to someone? Let's see who the recipient is. To Layla?
I'm assuming you aren't in the habit of writing letters to yourself. No, I'm perfect. I'm perfectly clear that she's in the habit of writing letters.
No. I swear I've never done anything like that. What is going on? Let's open it and see what this is all about. Hello, Layla. It must have been quite the endeavor to follow the Seelie's hints all the way here. Great work. Self-reflection is a wonderful quality to possess, but you'll only end up hurting yourself if you overdo it.
That's correct.
Failure is a stranger to no one. The purpose of self-reflection is not to indulge in the pain of failure, but to succeed in your next attempt.
She's absolutely right.
If you're reading this letter, then you have succeeded in taking the first step. On the back of this letter is the core information that your thesis is lacking. It's actually been done for a while now. It only feels inconclusive because it's missing a concise summary to tie it all together. I hope that this journey has provided insight for your life ahead. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you courage as you carry onward and hope that you fulfill the expectations you hold. Always watching over you. Sincerely, the Wisdom Seelie.
I guess I should say it's the Wisdom Seelie that is correct. But
I thought we were going to fail. I thought that everything we did and all the time we spent was for nothing. But the Seelie wasn't messing with me after all.
well, Ian is about to guess correctly that the Wisdom Seelie is her.
I doubt it. I mean, unless I somehow came here while I was unconscious and don't remember it. Although, having said that, I have heard rumors claiming that I sleepwalk a lot. But even then, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm actually the wisdom Seelie. It could have just helped me while I was sleepwalking.
Either way, it's safe to say that this is related to the lesson from the stars.
I'll write back and ask to meet with the Seelie and see how it responds. Even though I still have a lot of questions, this experience was fruitful enough. If it wasn't for your encouragement, I probably would have quit halfway through and holed up in the academia somewhere.
Probably.
Perseverance really does pay off.
I'm not sure if I understand what has happened, but it's something good, right?
Yes, it's something really, really good, and I'm very thankful for it.
Well then, since you're already here, why don't you stay and have something to eat? We just finished preparing some food. Come on, don't be a stranger. Your friend should join us as well. You can leave your troubles until after the meal. You must relax and gather your strength so you can take on the challenges ahead, am I right?
Yeah, he's right.
All right, thank you all.
There goes all the stress.
I can do this.
And there it is. Got a special achievement for that ending. So usually there's one ending that gives you a achievement for reaching that ending. There's also an achievement for getting a secret action in one of the endings, but I believe I saw that in my first ending. So, okay, well, there we go. That's ending number 4 for me, and hopefully you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to this channel, as well as following me on Twitch. Leave a comment below if you like, and I will see you in the next video, which is probably going to be...
There is a lot of great stuff here. Don't miss out.
Let's hope so, anyway.